Hello everybody, Kizilla here, welcome back to another episode of Super Robot Wars V. In the last episode, we got to meet up with the Celestial Being crew and added them to our roster after fighting and defeating both Catherine Vuitton and Hoi Ko Lu, villains that Maito was fighting. Without further ado, what's in the factory? Maito, may I speak with you for a moment? Oh, hi there, Nine. What can I do for you? I've been analyzing communications from the last battle. That pink Catwoman, aka Catherine Vuitton, seems to know that it is you who pilots the Mightgaine, yet her accomplice, Hoi Ko Lu, remained unaware. Why is that? That's just because I've had to go up against her in person countless times. But with him, I'm trying to make sure my real identity remains a secret. May I ask why that secrecy is so important to you? It's because if he ever finds out who I am, he'll try to attack me when I'm not in the Mightgaine. I wouldn't be the only one in danger either, so would Izumi and Mitsuhiko and loads of other people. That is a very logical conclusion to reach. Your critical thinking is very sharp, Maito. By analyzing your combat style and life-saving maneuvers, my tactical processing capacity gained data equivalent to 100 TAC points. You sure are passionate about your work, Nine. Thank you, but I cannot compare to your ability to maintain both your business and crime-fighting team. Greetings, Setsuna, Tieria, and Tibia. It has been a while, hasn't it? Yeah, I suppose so. I'm sorry, but I don't think I remember who you are. Could you maybe remind me? I am System 99, the operating system for the Vangre, though unsigned Murakumo Soji often refers to me as 9. Whoa, how did an OS like you become a real person? Actually, I'm an android. I assume this form the best means of communicating effectively with humans such as yourself outside of the Vangre. Please refrain from staring so intently in my direction. Sorry, I'm just really surprised that we're having this conversation to begin with. In a good way, I mean. I am pleased as well. Conversations such as these help to significantly expand my overall knowledge of various topics. I can imagine. You start to change a little when you open your heart up to other people. Yeah, but I guess you're right that we haven't met before, Nine. It's good to see you again. Likewise. It's good to see you again, too. Alright, so that's an extra 100 CAC points. Let's continue on with the story. Pacific Ocean. Hello, Captain. I'm glad we finally have the pleasure of meeting one another at last. The pleasure's all mine. I just wish we could have met under better circumstances, if at all possible, to be honest. But these are desperate times, I suppose. Enough for us to be in touch with the Earth Federation forces, at least. My thoughts exactly. Which is why I think we should get to work figuring out how exactly we're going to get the situation under control. If that's alright. Yeah, sounds good to me. I'd say we're pretty much on the same page. But before that, there is one thing I want to say. What is it? I just find it pretty amazing that, such a young operator from the Lizard War is actually sitting in the captain's chair on the Nadesico now. Well, if things were different, normally someone a little more qualified would be running the ship. You mean Yurika Misumaru? Perhaps. Anyway, getting back to business, I read your report on the Martian Successors abducting Class A jumpers. Right. Within this ship's crew, we believe Yurika, Akito, and Inez are among those who have been kidnapped. We've actually been keeping an eye on the likely culprits for quite some time. Although there's still a lot about them we haven't quite found out yet. If among them, it's where they get their financing and just how extensive their support network is. We haven't turned up any good leads no matter where we look. Maito didn't know what to make of those, connections either. He wasn't sure why a group of criminals with no past ties would suddenly start to work together. Oh yeah, I forgot about him too. Looks like his plan's starting to move forward too. Is that to say, you know about the Brave Express Corps? Somewhat. We've done some snooping around into them too, although it mostly just meant keeping an eye on them since they weren't really doing anything wrong. Best to let sleeping dogs lie and let them get their work on as some of the good guys, I figure. I can agree with that. But yeah, we're still at square one when it comes to figuring out what's up with the Martian Successors. Something's definitely going on though, I can feel it. Me too. Somebody or something out there is trying to drag us into another big, long war. What end? Who knows? Great minds think alike. I think our only choice now is to get to the bottom of whatever's going on as we try to take out the Martian Successors. If I can change the subject for a minute, I get the impression Celestial Being has something of a keen interest in the Jovian Federation. Well, you could say we're related to them in a way. What do you mean exactly? I guess now it's as good a time to talk about it as any. Basically, the founder of Celestial Being, Aeolia Shenberg, worked with the Jovian Federation when he was still alive. Essentially, he helped them deal with immigrants who tried to run away from Mars and head off for Jupiter. This is the first time I've ever heard any of this. Aeolia developed the GN drive on Jupiter, which is how I figure he and the Jovians first met. In fact, I suspect the technology he developed relies on the ancient remains that the Jovian Federation found in the Jupiter sphere. That to say, does Celestial Being feel some amount of responsibility for the Jovians attacking Earth? We don't have a full enough picture to really say. We actually don't even entirely know what Aeolia's ideals are or even his overall plan. But at the very least, we agree with him about ending war for good. Knowing that, even if he worked with the Jovians, at the end of the day, if they're trying to start a war, then it's our job to put a stop to it. Let me ask you one more question. Are you all fighting in some attempt to try and atone for what you all have done in the past? Yes and no, it's hard to put into words. Probably fair to say that some of us are trying to make amends for the sins of our past. I know I'm one of them, at the very least. But, more importantly, the biggest reason we fight is so the world can one day know true peace in its future. That much hasn't changed since we first started to intervene in global conflicts. Thank you for explaining. That's all I wanted to know. You all seem to be a very steadfast group of people. Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. It means a lot to hear that coming from you after fighting together earlier. Norwegia! Norwegia, we've got a big problem. What is it, Milena? Word got out about Princess Angelise from the Mitsurugi Empire actually being a Norma. What? Are you serious? Her Highness, Princess Angelise Ikaruga, underwent the rite of baptism as first princess of the Mitsurugi Empire. It was there that her identity as a Norma was revealed. Experts believe that it was her father, Emperor Jurai Asuka Mitsurugi, who kept that information suppressed up until her 16th birthday today. Initially, the princess intended to flee, but failed and has since been arrested by authorities. Her mother, Empress Sophia Ikaruga Mitsurugi, who had assisted her, is said to have gone into hiding. Oh, we seem to be getting some breaking news. We have an announcement directly from the Imperial Throne. Effective immediately, Julio Asuka Mitsurugi is now the official head of the Mitsurugi Empire. Furthermore, former Emperor Jurai Asuka Mitsurugi has been deemed a traitor to the Empire for attempting to install a Norma to the Imperial Throne. His title has been stripped and he is now in custody. As for the princess, her title and nationality have also been revoked, and she is said to have been subsequently banished from the Empire for her crimes. That's all I have to report for now from the Empire. What the fuck? Another day, another big scandal. What else is new? I don't know. Angelise was a real popular figure with the general public in the Mitsurugi Empire. I doubt her being a Norma will go down well there. I have a question. Yeah, me too. Shoot, what is it? This will probably sound stupid to you guys, but what exactly is a Norma? What? Are you guys kidding me? I mean, the way you guys are talking, I get that they're supposed to be bad, but that's about it. Man, I can't believe I'm hearing this. Don't they teach you kids anything in school these days? Oh, don't be too hard on them, Saburada. They only just came to our dimension really recently, you know. Kizilla especially has been stuck in Japan the whole time. Cut them both some slack. That must mean you don't know about mana either, huh? Nope. What's some mana? Mana's a special power that lets you do things like transmit information and generate matter at will. Just think of it as magic. That's the basic idea. Magic? Really? I didn't know magic was actually something real! Yes, but only people from the founding nations can use it. The founding nations? I don't think I've heard of them either, sorry. The founding nations are an alliance that's made up of some of the oldest, longest-lasting nations in this world. Even with the Earth Federation and now around nowadays, they still have a lot of influence over things. Yeah, the founding nations are so powerful that even the Atlantic Federation takes orders from them. Anyway, people who live in the founding nations that can actually use mana. Or to put it another way, everyone who can use mana belongs to the founding nations. You're not the lucky ones in this world, too bad. But not everyone who's a citizen of those countries can use mana either. That's what normas are, people born within the founding nations who can't use it. So they're basically outcasts is what you're saying. It's a little more complicated than that. I know you're not from around here, so you might not realize it, but normas aren't treated like normal people. Normas don't have any human rights. Hell, people see them as monsters that don't have any right to live. They're despised within those countries' societies. But that's crazy, isn't it? It's not like those people did anything wrong. You're not the only one who thinks that. I feel the same way too. In fact, lots of people have thought that for a really long time. But unfortunately, that's how life is in those countries. On top of that, normal people who can use mana just fine don't seem to mind the status quo all that much. And unfortunately, that means the Federation's hands are tied, sadly. That's insane! How could anyone allow that? You're right, it is insane. On the flip side, it does make for bad PR. Not many people travel to or from the founding nations' countries. Though really, from what I gather, it's more like they just don't like outsiders mucking things up. They think they're special and better than everyone else just because they can use a little fancy magic. Why everybody else outside the founding nations prefers to keep their distance as long as trouble doesn't come knocking on their doorstep. Okay, I think I more or less get it now. I guess that's why I didn't pick up on any of it sooner in the local news or anything. Yeah, but regardless, it is pretty wild that a princess from there turned out to be a Norma herself. That reporter mentioned she was banished, right? What do you think is going to happen to her? Who knows? Guess it's as good as mine, kid. I'd say at the very least, it probably doesn't mean she's going to be outright killed for being a Norma. Of course not! Nobody outside the founding nations can use mana anyway, so to everyone else, she's just normal. I'm sure she'll blend in just fine. Yeah, she'll probably just find another country somewhere to settle in and go on with her life. It's time to deploy, everyone. We're moving out. Did you guys figure out our next plan of attack? Yeah, we're heading to Area D in the Pacific Ocean. Really? You guys sure that's such a good idea? What's the point of even going out there? Sorry, what's Area D? I don't know about that either. Amada mentioned it earlier. An area that's cut off from normal airplane flight paths and satellite trajectories. Whoa, is it where that rumored continent is then? Not that special. Machines just can't work properly because of the strong magnetic fields around there, so people gave up on developing it. Way to burst my bubble. Can't a guy dream a bit? Still haven't told us what we're doing there. There are a few ways into the area, making it possible for people to amass at such places and establish strongholds. I bet the Martian Successors would try to pull that. Indeed. Simply put, we have reason to believe that the enemy has set up a base within the perimeter of the area. The original plan was just to meet up with our allies in Orb, but since it's on the way, we decided that we might as well look into Area D as well. Keep in mind, that's not our only reason for doing this. Sumeragi seems like she's finally ready to break some of the taboos of this world. I just hope she understands what she's getting into. Cross Anchi, or Angeles. Scenario 13, The Forbidden Sea. Yeah, poor Princess Angelis. Yeah, she's not gonna take this role at all. So, can you hear me? I want a status update. How much farther is it until we reach Area D? The current estimate is 32 minutes. The magnetic fields are a little unstable, but overall, the ocean here is pretty calm. Some quirks here and there don't really hurt anybody. If anything, it helps the Earth conserve Mother Nature. Wouldn't you agree, Sumeragi? What's wrong? Everyone, just so we're clear, no matter what happens, I need you all to stay calm and focused. Understand? Hey, we're not kids. We can handle ourselves just fine. I know you all can. I wasn't going to say anything at first, but something just feels off about this. We've got an unidentified squad heading our way. Magnetic field must have thrown off my readings. Is it the Martian Successors? No. What the? They're in mobile suits? Are they with the Earth Federation forces? I don't know. They're not transmitting any sort of ID. They're not responding to any of our signals either. Did nobody send them the memo that the Nadesico is a Federation ship too? I think it's safe to say these guys aren't military. All units prepare to engage. So, this is the first time that we will actually have to deal with the fact that we are not going to be able to sortie everybody. Every stage will have sortie limits. Hey, stop it already! If you're mad because we're trespassing or something, we'll be out of here soon enough, I promise! I don't think they can hear us at all, Ryoko. Pretty sure those units are piloted by AIs. You mean they're unmanned? I'm starting to get the impression that they might have been deployed to keep us out of Area D. But if it's not the Federation forces calling the shots, then who the hell is sending these things after us? We can figure that out later. Right now, we need to focus on how we're going to break through. All units, be extremely careful. We don't know what the enemy might be planning to do here. Alright, something's definitely up with this place if this is who they're already sending to greet us, I'd say. We don't know what the SR point conditions are just yet, but we do know the CAC point bonus. We have to defeat all these initial enemies, then 2 turns of our units deploying. God, it feels good to have our units back. Of course, Soji is just absolutely all-powerful right now. Where's Tri-Bomber? There you are. Let's have you come over here and use Senpu. Man, these AI guys look way too boring and soulless for my taste. They're way better, 9. You're 100 times cuter. Nearly 100 times cuter? No, I mean 1,000 times cuter. Hell, what's up there? You're 10,000 times cuter. Is that any better? 0 cuteness multiplied by any number is still 0. However, since you deem me cute, I will let it slide, as you humans often say. Jesus Christ, 9, you are brutal. I don't know if I've mentioned it in the past, but I will try to, essentially, my plan is to try to get all the attack point bonuses I can. But damn, are these guys ugly as shit looking. Like, look at that. Like, their overworld models do not do them nearly enough justice. They just look ugly. Now, do I think we'll be able to do this? No. Let's see. Now, why exactly do I think that we won't be able to do this? It is what it is. This squad is here to stop us from finding out Area D's secrets. It could well be working for them. Ooh. Who in the hell could possibly be trying to stop us? I assure you, you other AIs aren't at fault here. It's the ones controlling you all who are wrong. But that doesn't mean I could just step aside either. We have an important mission to get done at all costs. Oh yeah, also I forgot to use that, because, again, that is such a good spirit command. It is insane. Like, it's actually insane how good it is. For the record, Soji is already way in the lead. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to get the attack point bonus, but it is what it is. Okay, I know you guys don't like him, but Jesus Christ. Okay, inhibitor's active. Tells me nothing. At the very least, this isn't for the SR point. If it was, that would be super annoying. What the? Harry, what's going on? The magnetism is suddenly getting a lot stronger! Our radar and sensors are both offline. Well, that's a first. Something's coming. A gate? Wait, something's coming out of it. Are those what I think they are? No way. Am I seeing things? What are they? Based on their shape, they would appear to be dragons. You know what dragons are, Nine? Yes, my memory banks contain a wide array of data on things that you may refer to as myths and legends. And you come prepared for everything, don't you? That sounded like Mothra, I'm not gonna lie. The unmanned enemy squadron has been eliminated. That's great and all, but now they're coming for us. And those things are crazy. They're just going hog wild. Hey, Maito, do you, normally see these sort of things here in this world? Nope, I've never seen or heard anything like them. Must have used that gate over there to cross over into this area. My instruments still detect instability in this space. Oh, great, what's next? What is that? A ship? No, it's a submarine. And I think something else out there, too. Yeah, it's a Gundam? What's the situation? I need a status report now. Captain, the Tuatha De Danaan has made a rapid ascent back to the surface as an emergency response. Our current position remains unknown, but more importantly, look at the sea. Yeah, it's so blue, isn't it? Out the way. Are you alright? Yeah, I think so. But where are we? I've detected an unidentified vessel, and also... Are those dragons? Whatever they are, they're definitely going after us. An unidentified squadron also appears to be trying to confirm our affiliation. They look like they're willing to talk, at least open our channels and establish communication. Hi, Captain. This is Commander Tuatha De Captain of the Assault Landing Submarine Tuatha De Danaan. I'm with the Mithril West Pacific Fleet. Please, explain the current situation here. That's a little easier said than done, to be honest. Judging from what she's saying, she doesn't seem to really know what's going on here either. Not even anything about those dragons. Greetings, Captain. I am Major Ruri Hoshino, Captain of the Nadesico B. As it stands, those creatures are attacking anything and everything they can get their claws on. I believe our first order of business is to make our way out of here. I ask that you help us with that. That doesn't really explain much. Why should we? Probably because she doesn't have time to talk. Copy that, Captain. We will assume a defensive position and commence fighting those creatures. Thank you, Captain. I appreciate your cooperation. You know something you're not telling me, Captain? We'll talk about it later. Right now, let's just worry about those dragons. Fair enough. Alright, let's bring in the submarine closer to land and deploy the special response team. Aye, Captain! Man, pinch me. I've gotta be dreaming. The ocean here is so blue. Maybe that magnetic storm we ran into did a bigger number on us than we thought and blew us up to heaven. I'm pretty sure dragons don't belong up in heaven, but we could have ended up in a parallel dimension or something. What do you make of the situation, Sergeant? Honestly, I don't have a clue. The only thing I know for sure is those flying lizards up there don't think too highly of us. And that only leaves us with one choice. Indeed, wherever we are, if enemies come knocking, it's our job to answer the door with a bang. Think you can fight Hathaway? I don't know. And at the same time, I know I've got to do something, or else we're all screwed here. That kid is seriously unlucky. He just thinks he's coming in to test something and then boom, he gets wrapped up in this mess. I don't envy him. Hey, you gotta give him credit though. He's got guts. Must be because he's been around war for so long. I guess that makes him and I pretty similar, huh? Well, I won't put you two together. I know he doesn't have the thickest skin around here. That doesn't change the fact that you have to be strong to come out of battle alive. You understand that, don't you, Hathaway? Yes, of course I do. I don't plan on dying here. That's what I like to hear. Alright, AI, let's do this. Shouldn't leave Kaname behind back on the Danaan for too long. Yes, sir. Looks like the others are getting ready to fight. Yeah, they've got what looks like a Gundam and some sort of smaller ground unit with them. They better be able to pull their own weight here. We're not going to be able to talk down all those creatures. We'll just have to fight them all. Tatsuna, I know what you're thinking, but all we can do right now is try to defend ourselves. I know. All units, commence your attacks. However, be aware that the enemy strength remains unknown. Use extreme caution when engaging. Well, we better get going, I suppose. Open fire! Our only objective right now is to stay alive. Our SR point condition has been revealed. Defeat the Galleon-class and Schooner-class dragons within 3 turns after they appear. Or, in other words, within a total of 5 turns. That is a Galleon class. And these are all Schooner classes. In other words, beat all of these guys within a few turns. Yay. This is gonna be fun. Let's move you guys onto the Nadesico. So, the Tuatha De Danaan crew is from Full Metal Panic, which is another real robot series. An AS on Dragonfight. Now I've seen everything. I guess that's just part of the course when you're duking it out in some crazy imaginary world.
接近して突き崩す。不器用で強引で柔軟性のかけらもないね。
Alrighty, You're the sniper, eh? Alright. I've never really been one for hunting, really. But I have to do it, I will! Things might be a little weird now, but I'm still a sniper.
一匹たりとも撃ち漏らすわけにはいかねえな。ウルズ6だ。狙撃ポジションについたぜ。 もらった。イージーな相手だったな。
Oh, and by the way, if you're wondering who Hathaway is, he's the main character of one of the UC Gundam, or Universal Century Gundam entries. Surrounding situation remains unclear. Also, we have enemies approaching. Got a big blue ocean stretching out below me and dragons as far as I can see in the sky up above. I don't have any idea what the hell is going on, but one thing I do know for sure is that I'm not dying. Not until I get some answers about this place. I believe Hathaway is from Hathaway's Flash, which is ironic. But yeah, Universal Century Gundam is in this game if Crossbone being in here wasn't enough to make that obvious. Okay, so we do not have... We're up against targets many times larger than we are. I'll aim for whatever looks to be their weak points. You're awfully calm right now, Sergeant. Well, ever since I started writing this thing, my life's just been one long stretch of craziness. It would be dumb to get worked up about it after what I've seen. I think that's the first mature thing you've ever said. I could use your data more than your compliments right now, AI. I kind of need it if I'm going to survive. Haname, I'm going to do everything I can to protect you. That's a promise. Well put.
これで
Who do I still have to move? Oh, that's right. The Tuatha De Danaan. Why do you have a 12 range attack? What the hell? Wherever we end up, we all have an obligation, a duty to make it out alive. Now set our target for those giant creatures. Aye, Captain! I just barely remember once seeing an ocean like this. But that's neither here nor there right now. I have more important things on my plate as Captain of the Tuatha De Danaan.
相手が何者であろうとやることは決まっています。巡航ミサイルの用意を
すでに完了しております、艦長。
結構では発射してください。
はい、マン。巡航ミサイル発射。
It's also worth mentioning that the Tuatha De Danaan is one of the worst battleships in the game, in my opinion, due to the fact that the majority of the stages it's in, it's locked to the ocean. Like, yeah, it automatically comes to a spin in a way, but the fact that it's usually stuck in the ocean is not a good thing.
気分は特撮のヒーローだ。俺のこの
Oh yeah, that we already saw that move. Okay. This is a new one.
迷いや焦りが伝わってくるようだ。気分は特撮のヒーローだ。
まるでセンスが感じられんぞ。飛び回っていれば安全とは限らんぞ。
野郎ども、覚悟はいい？
いつでもどこでも
ロックンロール！
派手なパレードと行こうぜ。
ブラッあうんの呼吸ってのを見せようじゃないの。
あらよっと。
すっきりした。
That didn't even kill it. Come on, guys, what are you doing? Oh, Lambda driver's active. The Lambda driver is now online. I think I've finally gotten used to this sensation. Post-access repulsive field generator system on the ARX-7 Arbalest is quite something, isn't it? Being able to convert mental energy into raw physical force. I won't lie, I used to really hate this thing, but now that I can use it well, maybe it's ultimately good. And having that power means it's my job to use the Arbalest to get the mission done, no matter what. Indeed, and my job is to help ensure that you do that. And I think the only thing that's left for us to do is taking off. I'll do what needs to get done, come back in one piece. You can count on it. Okay, but are we gonna talk about how Falk is... about how, Quasso is currently completely and utterly surrounded? Something is coming this way. There's more of them? Give me a break, this party's big enough as it is already. I heard there were dragons, but I wasn't imagining this. Yeah, this is crazy. I think those paramouths are from the outside world. Never mind that. I wonder what brings these dragons all the way out here. Don't worry about that either. We have a mission to do. Hey, Salia? That warship over there is trying to contact us. What should we do? There's no need to answer them. I don't have anything to say to them. I'd rather them not knowing that we're even here to begin with. Why not? This is a great opportunity for us to make a ton of new friends, you know? I don't want to hear any complaints out of you. As your temporary captain, just follow my orders. Oh, alright. You're not answering our signal. You keep rejecting my attempts to contact them. At least they're targeting those dragons and not us. Based on their movements, I suspect they might know about these creatures. You might be right. If that's the case, we should team up with them so we can get out of here. I agree. Did you copy that, Commander Testarossa? We are unsure who those other units are with, but we believe they are not our enemies for the time being. That works for me. I'll make sure we stay out of their way. Wow, so nobody knows who those guys are? They're just one big mystery to everyone, huh? I think we've been dragged into something serious here. Definitely. I just wish we knew more about where we are. You don't need any help from complete strangers. Vivian, Ursha, let's get a move on already. Yes, ma'am. I've got your back, Salia. Don't worry. If fighting goes well, you might put me in charge of the whole platoon. Only one way to find out. Yeah, those are cross-Angie units. Alrighty, launching, the bombers and divers. Oh. So these are paramails, which are a bit, interesting. And these 3 units are temporary units for this stage. No, Maito! I never imagined we'd really ever have to fight such outlandish enemies. Yeah, but we can't ignore them. These creatures get anywhere near civilization, who knows what sort of havoc they could cause. They're bad news. We've got to beat them right here, right now. The buck stops here with us, kind. Sure it does, Maito, but it is what it is. Jeez. You really are not giving me much of a, option there, huh? Man, I never thought I'd have to fight dragons. I can't wait to tell everyone about it back on the Yamato. That is a strangely optimistic thing to say. Hey, that's just who I am. I'm always a positive thinker. Sure you are, Soji. What is this feeling I sense? Is it these dragons' wills?
本当に分かり合う気はないのか
Alright. Let's do this Lambda strike, shall we?
飛び回っていれば安全とは限らんぞ使うぞラムダドライバーをラーイメージが固まったやれる
Yeah, that is Sosuke Sagara. Main character of Full Metal Panic, by the way. He's a male main character.
この程度の腕で挑むとはあまりにも無謀だ
Alrighty. Looks to me like Hathaway's raring to fight. Oh, quests. You won't believe the mess that I've managed to get myself in this time. But I won't give up. I swore to keep on living after you died, and I intend to make that promise. Or keep that promise. I cannot speak this episode.
えた。
Oh yeah, that's right, you. Okay, so let's go ahead and have Maito use Fortune. And you know what? Quick movement strategies. The Fortune will actually double whatever money you get. So if you can use it, great, but ideally use it when you're defeating the really big guys. Alright, got the SR point. Phew, that's a wrap. It's a good thing those outsiders were around to help us get this fight over with nice and quick. That may be, but I see no need to thank them. You didn't need their help. Now let's leave. You three didn't do shit. Thalia, we have outsiders right here in front of us. Can't we chat with them for just a few minutes? Vivian, no. Okay, I won't ask again. Please. Hold it, you three. There's something we want to ask you all. Sorry, but apparently we're not allowed to talk with anyone from the outside world. Vivian! What? Yes, I understand. As you wish. What's up, Thalia? We just received new orders from the commander. Excuse me, is one of these ships the Nadesico? Yes, that would be mine. Good. I've been asked to bring you all to Arsenal. Arsenal? It's where our base is located. Now, follow me. Captain, how do you want to proceed? I'll accept their invitation. We will see what she has to show us. What about us, Sumeragi? What should we do? We might as well tag along. She hasn't said we're not allowed to go with her too, at least. Captain, you can probably guess why we're interested too. Celestial being happens to have a small amount of intelligence on this Area D we happen to be in. Not much to go off of, and even then, only a select few within our organization have been made privy to it, but it is information nonetheless. That to say that there could be more information here that not even your beta could come upon so easily? Yep, you've got it. I feel like we have a certain responsibility to go check things out and verify all we know personally because of that. That's understandable. Captain Testarossa, I'd like to ask that you join us on our visit as well. There's so much to think about still. The magnetic storm, those creatures, and then that other squad. Captain, I agree. We'll need to gather more information more than anything else. I will go do as they say for now. Understood, Captain. Just can't get over how blue the sea is here. Didn't think we'd ever get to see it again. Alright, more attack points thanks to Maito. Let me get this straight. You're saying that we've been pulled into some alternate dimension of Earth? After looking at all of our available information, that is the only reasonable conclusion I have found. Do you not believe me? I do. I can't think of what else might have happened to us besides that. I'm willing to discuss the matter more later, but right now, we are in the middle of an operation. I understand. And for now, just let me tell you, thanks for protecting my crew earlier. I greatly appreciate it. No need to thank me, Captain. Now it's just my way of showing respect for you prioritizing our crew's safety over your own. That being said, if you don't mind me asking, is it typical where you're from for people as young as you to be put in command of ships? No, not at all. I'm a big exception. What about in this world? You're pretty young too. I'm an exception to the rule as well. Huh. It's really interesting we're both like that. Anyway, Captain, I should be off. Let's resume this conversation at a later date once things have calmed down. What do you say? That works for me. Thanks again for everything you've done for me and my crew, Captain. Don't mention it. Now, if you will excuse me... We're stranded out on a whole other dimension, huh? I know truth can be stranger than fiction sometimes, but this is one truth that's pretty hard to swallow. I know what you mean, Captain. But what's done is done. I've seen the sea here for myself now. Can't run away from the truth now. Kalinin, gather everyone into the hangar. I'm going to tell everyone what we know about our current situation right now. Yes, ma'am. Sure that's a good idea, Captain? I'd say it's better than having everyone running around living in fear of the unknown, if nothing else. The real problem is just how we're going to get home. Right. Couldn't have happened at a worse time. If we don't get back soon, we might not have a home to go back to. Arsenal, Area D, Pacific Ocean. Now be warned, this is very NSFW. It must be because of their ties to the Nurgle. Speaking of the Nadesco, I've heard the crew on it has its fair share of interesting characters. Oh? You're pretty well informed about what's going on. Only because I had a nice chat with one of the men who works on that ship. Stunning guy, but still pretty trustworthy from what I could tell. Not unlike you. That must have been an interesting chat. Maybe, but stuff like that is what it takes to keep Arsenal in fighting shape. And then there's celestial being. Most people especially seem really intriguing. Anyway, I've got other business to take care of. You keep getting things ready for the reception. You got it. The transmission has ended, ma'am. Thank you, Inspector General. It always amazes me how we can use mana to communicate with people from afar, rather than to rely on machines. Yes, but more importantly, if I may be frank, I'm surprised you invited those outsiders to come here. I'm well aware I am breaking the rules, but wouldn't it be bad to return it without doing anything either? Yes, I understand that, Commander, but still, the important thing is they've accepted our invitation. I ask that you accept my decision as your superior. Yes, Commander. Now, on to more important business. Norma number 1203-77. Angelise Ikaruga Misurugi. As your name indicates, you're from the Misurugi Empire and you are 16 years old. 16 years old indeed. Starting today, you are hereby inducted into Arsenal's ranks. You'll be a soldier fighting for us from now on. Arsenal? I have no idea what that is. Where are we? What's going on? What are you doing to me? Given your current age, given your age, you are to undergo a special curriculum prepared just for... What about my mother? Where is she? Is she alright? I have to see her right now. Please, let me see her. I'm afraid I need to confiscate your possessions now. Don't touch my ring with your filthy hands! My mother gave me this ring. It's a precious royal heirloom, handed down from generation to generation. Not something a lowly bureaucrat like you should dare to ever touch. Understand? You're not royalty any longer. You're just a Norma. I will handle this, Inspector General. Sometimes it takes a Norma to deal with another Norma. I'm Jill, Commander-in-Chief of Arsenal. I do apologize for your rough treatment. Not a Norma, I swear! This is all just some huge misunderstanding. Normas are unrefined, antisocial savages with violent inclinations. They only live off of their own primal instincts. I'm Princess of the Mitsurugi Empire. To equate me with such lowlifes is a... Oh, give it a rest already. Forgive me, it's nothing personal. I must say though, I'm impressed you made it all the way to 16, living in the founding nations without being able to use mana. What? Didn't it ever somehow strike you as a little weird that you were the odd one out even once? What are you talking about? I don't understand! Apparently she had a mate that used mana for her. Oh, that makes sense. It's such a shame though. 16 years of hiding the truth and look what it got you. And now your mother is dead with nothing to show for it. My mother... She died? You've been left with absolutely nothing in this world now. No power as princess, no respect, no dignity, nothing. It's all gone for good. Welcome to hell, kid. No! Glad to see you finally come to your senses. Now then, Inspector General, could you help me? Why does it have to be me? Surely you'd rather get the dirty work done sooner rather than later, given the choice. Right? Fine, if I must. Oh, light of mana! Huh? This is why it's NSFW! Look away, children! Her body should be restrained now. Good. What did you just do to me? Giving you a physical examination. No big deal. No! Stop! I said stop! I'm the Angelis Ikaruga Mitsurugi, first princess of the Mitsurugi Empire. Unhand me this instant! Are you deaf? You're not the princess anymore. You're just Angie. A plain old Norma. Got it? No. No, this can't be happening. This can't be real. Poor Angie. Well, that's going to be it for this episode. I will see all of you in the next episode, where we learn more about Arsenal. Hopefully, Angie actually gets some clothes. So until then, goodbye!